All right, what's up, people? What's up? What's up, Win? I had pressed the wrong button. I'm a little distracted. Hello, 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 hello. Y'all can hear me now? Y'all can see me now? We all good? This is really laggy. Who been fishing lately? Where y'all been fishing at? I went fishing yesterday. First time in a long time. What up, Nate? Who else is in here? We got Win, we got Nate. Anybody else early? Y'all can hear me? Cool. Anybody been down to Grand Isle? I know y'all seen the reports about Grand Isle. Somebody done been down there. Let us know if it's real. How many fish y'all caught? I went doing some fishing. I did some fishing this yesterday. Me and my buddy Jimbo Gasoline, another fellow YouTube subscriber and friend, we got out yesterday in my boat. I don't know if I told y'all I had got the boat running last week, right? Yeah, when I know I see you on Instagram and stuff, but I see you catching them catfish. What up, Jonathan? Who been down here in Grand Isle? They say they've been killing them down in the surf. They've been killing them down there, but I'm sure if you go down there now, you gotta like fight somebody to get a spot, and they're gonna be like crossing your line and messing everything up. And there's probably like boats everywhere. It's probably horrible down there now because the word got out. That's always the worst when you like got a good bite going and then people just run over you, overrun the spot. But yeah, yesterday I was able to get out with Jimbo Gasoline, and we went out down to Hopedale to the Long Rocks, and I was pleasantly surprised. We caught a few fish. We launched. We got out there a little late. Oh, cool, red snapper. We got out there a little late. We didn't actually get out to like the end of the rocks till about like 7 o'clock, I guess it was. Probably like 6:45, 7 o'clock. We got out to the rocks. But the water was pretty clean and the trout were biting. There was also like there's probably like 30, 40 boats out there on a Tuesday, which was crazy too. Man, I wish I could go to Destin right now. That'd be awesome. That's probably Joe. What up, Joe Blow? Long time no see, Joe Blow. Joe Blow's one of the original subscribers from way, way back, like 3, 4 years ago. Yeah, man, it's getting hot. We spent all day out there yesterday. I was trying to do like an all day, like real all day trip, like till like it got dark. But like right about 1 o'clock, that heat started bearing down on us. We started to head in. And it was funny because we were out there. There was probably like 20, 30 boats out there at the rocks, like just in this one little stretch right here. And right about 10:30, all the boats cleared out. We were like the only boat out there after 10:30. Yeah, but we caught yeah, we ended up keeping 20 trout. We caught a few more, but there was a lot of small ones mixed in. We went all plastic at the rocks, which is kind of tough, but we still had 20 fish. So if we would have bought live shrimp, we would have did pretty good. But you know me, I'm against live shrimp. Yeah, Steve caught some small ones. Yeah, there were a ton of small ones out at the rocks. We started first thing in the morning. The bite was awesome. The bite was on fire. Like every cast, you would get a bite, but we were catching like some like little 6 inches, some little 8 inches, 10 inches. It was fun while it lasted, but it kind of ate up a lot of our time. But yeah, there's a ton of small trout out there. Always a good sign, right? But there was also the trout that we caught were all real healthy. Let's see. I got a couple pictures show y'all what we caught. Let's see if I can pull up my Instagram. I guess that'd be the easiest way to show y'all. How's the water looking on the west side, Steve? How's that looking? That was the big trout of the day. That was like a 21-inch trout. Caught him jigging. Um, lemon head, a lemon head matrix shad on like a 3/8 ounce jig head. That seemed to be the preferred bait. Jimmy was able to get this nice bull red, um, popping the cork. We caught a bunch of big fish on this trip. It was actually pretty interesting. We caught Jimmy caught this bull red. I also caught like a big drum, like probably about the same length as this red, probably like 20, a 30, 40 pound drum on plastic. And then I also caught like a 4 or 5 foot garfish. I got it up to the boat. But yeah, we had a pretty good day. We ended up keeping 20 trout. So that was the final ice chest right there. We kept 20 trout and one redfish. Yeah, Joe, I was yeah, that's another thing, Steve. I saw a lot of shrimp boats out there. That's a good sign. Even in the dirty water, there were shrimp boats. You know, the water that's supposedly river water. There was a bunch of shrimp boats, and we actually ran back towards them at the end of the day, and we caught a couple more keepers. We caught our last two keepers from like the dirty, muddy river water. So yeah, it's gonna be a good fall, a good late summer. Just got to get some of this water cleaned up now. That's the biggest thing. But yeah, Joe Blow, we were talking about yesterday. I was telling Jimmy about those Berkeley rattle shrimp. They're very similar to that voodoo shrimp, but to me they work a lot better. And I guess the way they look, to me they look a lot better than voodoo shrimp. We were using them last year to catch. We were using those Berkeley rattle shrimp last year to catch triple tail. Um, and the triple tail responded to those so much faster than they were responding to the voodoo shrimp. They're real cool baits. I think this is the one we were using. It's like a clear color. You can't even see it on this picture. Walmart. I think one or the other one. New penny. Maybe that's the color we were using. We're using this color right here, that new penny. And yeah, when it's in the water, it looks real. To me, it looks real. And I really like them. And to me they're a little bit lighter than the voodoo, I think, so they hover a little bit better and they sit a little bit more horizontal in the water. They work well though. I'm gonna have to figure out where to get them. Yeah, Steve, you never tried these? These are official right here. These work really well. Yeah, I was telling Jimmy about them yesterday when we were out there because we were fishing the rocks and the guys with the live shrimp they were catching them a little bit faster than we would catch them. We got on some good bites on plastic, but the guys that there were people anchored on either side of us, and we were trawling through. And those guys they were catching one, every couple casts to where we had to take a few casts to catch them on the plastic. But by no means was it a slow day. Really, we were getting a lot of bites, and we caught a fair amount of fish on the plastic versus the shrimp. But I'm pretty sure the guys with the shrimp were catching probably like three to our one. But yeah, it was a good day. We got out there and did our thing. What's a wobble spoon? Is that how you spell it? That's the real name of it? I'm about to look it up real quick and we're gonna see what it is. Yeah, the profile and the coloration of the rattle shrimp is really realistic. I really like them. I don't know where they sell them though. I guess you got to go to like a Puglia's or like a Shags or something to get them. Because I've never seen them at Academy. I've never seen them at Walmart. Um, I haven't been over to Puglia's lately. I'm gonna have to go check that out and see if they got them. Otherwise, I guess you got to order them online, right? But yeah, this was our final tally. We had 20 trout, and they were all pretty decent size. They were all like 16, 17, 18-inch trout. I think we had like that one that was 21. Yeah, it was a good day. It was good to be out there and have the boat run right. So yeah, I'm back in business on the boat tip. Wobble right. Oh, okay. Let's see. Let me look that up. Oh yeah, I've seen these before. I've seen these spoons before. The only bait you use, always use, matrix shad, purple haze, shrimp creole, or shrimp cocktail. Yeah, that's a good little lineup. I would add in there. You got to add in that the lemon head, that chartreuse color. That's always a good color down here. But yeah, those are all good. The purple is good for dirty water, and the shrimp creole, shrimp cocktail, that's all good for clean water. But yeah, I just like that shark. I don't know why lemon head is always like that one always like rises to the top. Yeah, they used to have a guy. I used to fish with this guy on the lakefront. His name was Daryl, and he threw this spoon. It was a crocodile spoon, a chrome crocodile spoon, and he was like the only one. I spelled that wrong. Where is it? Yeah, he would throw this spoon right here for speckled trout, and on the lakefront, and he would just smash them. But he was like the only one that knew how to work it. Somehow he would like let it sink to the bottom, and he would just like slowly retrieve it and pop it off the bottom. And he would destroy the trout certain times of the year. And everybody else would be jigging plastics, matrix shads, and H&H's and stuff like that. And we'd catch a few, but he would be nailing them like every cast. But yeah, I don't know. There's some kind of trick to it. I never figured it out. But yeah, old Daryl. I'm sure he probably is out on the lake every now and then if you could run into him. But yeah, those spoons are deadly. That's one of the classic lures that work on everything, right? Yeah, they used to. Yeah, man. That spoon is a killer. I think they used to use them a lot in the surf too, right? The wobble. I'm gonna have to try out that wobble. Only thing I use a spoon for is like redfish. I never really used them for trout. I've used them for reds and Spanish mackerel and stuff like that. Jacks. I never tried them for so what Win is saying, take a double spec rig and take the sparkle beetles off and put the matrix on. That's the way to go. I never use a double rig though. That's something I need to start doing. If you can catch them two at a time, that gee, if you can fool one in a biting, that's the way to go. Catch two at a time. Because probably a lot of times there's two fish looking at your lure, and you just end up catching the one that hits it first. But if you have two hooks, you might catch two. Opening night is one of the best colors I've ever used. That's like the go-to color. Yeah, this is my favorite color in Lake Pontchartrain when the water's clean. This is the only that's the only color I'll use when the water's clean in Lake Pontchartrain or clean somewhere wherever I go. If you got that green, clean trout water, put that opening night on. I mean, any of those colors that are like translucent, clearish, like opening night. They got a couple different kind of like Holy Jolie or pink, pink, blue moon, like stuff like that. Those clear colors work really well in clean water. You wanna match your water. Ah, see, saltwater assassin to me is really soft. You don't catch that many. You can only catch like one or two fish off of one lure. I like the H&H lures. Their plastic holds up. Matrix sheds. Their plastic holds up. Yeah, that clear color is good in clean water. Yeah. What did I use yesterday? What did I use? We used the lemon head, and then the other color I used was I used the avocado. Um, that's one of my other favorite colors. What's the name of it? I can't think of it right now. What's the name of that color? This one right here, Green Hornet. Yeah, a lot of people swear by the lemon head. Yeah, I was the look back when Deli Deli was the lure of choice. That was the Blue Moon Deli Deli. The Blue Moon Deli Deli was my lure. That I used to buy like as big a pack, like the 50 pack of them things. That was my favorite thing. The Beethoven, the Beethoven Deli Deli. This one with the Blue Moon. Man, yeah, I used to love that lure. This ain't it. The Blue Moon is this one. This bottom one. And this one right there, the Frog Brett. That was my two lures. Yeah, I like the Green Hornet. The Green Hornet, I think the Green Hornet simulates like a cockahoo minnow real well. It's got that dark belly. I mean that dark back with the light belly. Yeah. What up, Matt? Yeah, those ladyfish are fun. I love fishing for the ladyfish. But I don't care what I'm fishing for. I fish for anything. But yeah, last year we were going out. We would run out in Lake Bourne like late summer. We were running the boat out like out on this side of Lake Bourne, right along this shoreline right here. And we would you'd come up on rafts like huge football field size schools of ladyfish that were like probably like 3.5 feet long. And all you had to do was just cast anything in there, you would jump it, you would catch like a 3 foot ladyfish. It was fun, man. I play with anything. I catch anything. Yeah, Jonathan, that's awesome. When you could just cast and catch a fish, it's always fun to get your line, your drag pulled. So Joe, you like Green Hornet with clean water too? I never, to be honest with you, I like Green Hornet I use a green hornet in dirtier water, and I'll use the clear colors, the lighter colors in the clean water. Electric chicken. But to be honest with y'all, color is not like high on my list. I don't know. I probably talked about this before. Color is not high on my list when it comes to like catching fish or like figuring out what they want. Um, color is like probably like fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth on my list. Presentation is always going to be uh, the top factor in catching them to me. Um, you got to figure out where the fish are sitting. Like, if you're in 15 feet of water, the fish could be either in 1 foot of water, they could be in 15 feet of water, and so there's always a optimal presentation, an optimal lure style that you can choose before color even comes into play. And I think color can play a role, but changing colors I think will makes a minimal impact. And I feel like there's multiple colors that can work on a given day, and you'll have similar success. And like even if you pick the perfect color, it might only yield you 5 more bites versus picking a color that's not the perfect color or whatever. So yeah, I like to before I start flipping through colors of lures, I'll start flipping through lure styles. So I'll throw a top water, I'll throw a jerk bait, I'll throw a Carolina rig, and I'll start choosing between different lure styles and techniques before choosing a color of a lure color. Because if the water's clean, the fish are gonna see a lure no matter what color it is, and the color is such a small factor. But yeah, clean water, like Nate's saying, look for clean water and look for where figure out what the fish are actually doing before you start flipping through colors. I think color is really just a big marketing ploy. If they make 50 different colors, then you can buy 50 different packs of lures. If they only made 2 different colors, you would only buy 2 packs of lures. So it's all about making money at the end of the day for the lure companies. And yeah, that's true. Matt's saying like if they biting, they're gonna bite on anything. But yeah, you gotta find the fish. If you're around fish, no matter what you throw in there, they're gonna react to it a lot of times. So yeah, that's the key though. But right now, the key in the summertime right now is to wake up early if you want to catch pepper trout. Um, the bite is gonna be best like the first 3 hours of sunlight. So from like 6 to 9 right now, that's when you're gonna get majority of your bites, and then after that, it's gonna be a grind. That's what we experienced yesterday. Um, Yesterday we launched a little late, like I said earlier. We launched probably about 6:15 maybe, and we were on the water, and then we took that long ride down the back canal back here, all the way down out to the Long Rock. So by the time we got out to the fishing areas, it was going on what 7 o'clock almost. But once we got out there, the fishing it was on. The bite was on. Like every cast, we were hooking up. We weren't really on the right fish, but yeah, that's the prime time to fish. Is like from first light to about 9 o'clock. And you want to be throwing your top waters. You want to be throwing um, popping cork. You want to be shallower fishing. You want to be up tight against the bank, tighter on the bank most of the times in the morning. What we did yesterday, is we came out the Spoil Canal and we saw birds diving like right on this point immediately when we got out of this canal. So we just hit this point right here, and as soon as we hit it, we were hooking fish. We didn't even bother running down to the rocks early. There was shrimp popping out, birds diving. I think we ended up catching like 2 or 3 keepers out of that. And that was like a quick little 30-minute bite. And then as we made our way down this bank here, the trout was shallow. Jimmy popped the cork, and I threw top water against this sandy area. It's really not sand; it's like shells. But I threw top water back against this bank, and we caught a few more. And we also hooked up on some night. We hooked up on a couple nights, and we lost all three of them though. I threw my top water twice, like right up on one of these points. I think it was right here on this point. There was like a raft of mullets sitting right here on here, right where this grass is. And I threw into the raft of mullets, got blown up, lost a big trout. And then like on the very next cast, I threw in again and lost another big one. And then Jimmy lost another one right up in this little cove right here on the court. It was crazy. I was pissed for the rest of the day. But um but yeah, we hung around there till like about 8ish maybe. So we spent some time just working the shoreline and we were getting bites and then everything just shut down. So once the sun got up. So about 8ish, then we started making our way down the rocks. And they were, we just trawled down the rocks jigging. Um who did this? What's his name? Devin from Louisiana Fishing Blind. He kind of broke it down real good. You just trawl down the rocks, jig into the rocks. There's a lot of snags, so you got to be careful when you're jigging. You want to really pop the lure up. Don't want to drag your lure around down there. You're gonna lose a lot of jig heads. We probably lost 8 or 10 jig heads yesterday, but it was worth it. We caught some nice trout. Uh, you haven't caught a topwater trout yet? You just gotta throw it, man. You gotta like ignore your. You gotta just be confident and throw it. Um, First thing in the morning, every time you go trout fishing, it's gonna happen for you. But yeah, you want to throw like your top water. You got like a real small window, especially in the summertime. You want to throw it like from first light till about 8:30, 9 o'clock, and then after that, the trout top water bite is gonna peter off, and it's gonna get slower and slower the later it gets. So first thing in the morning, low light conditions. That's when you wanna. That's when you want to get your top water. You want your top water. And I always that's how I fish. Like when I go out there, I have a top water tied on first thing, and I make sure I throw it for the first couple hours, 2 hours of the day. Sometimes it might be slow, but it'll pay off because you're gonna catch nicer trout. You're gonna catch some of the bigger fish in the area. What else you want to do? But yeah, in this peak time, so in the peak time between 6 and 9 o'clock, you wanna be fishing fast. You don't wanna hang around if you're not getting any bites. You don't want to sit on small fish. You don't want to sit on small fish when it's like early in the morning. You want to keep moving till you find like that right bite and get on them. And then once you get on them, you don't want to waste a lot of time unhooking them and throwing them in the ice chest and taking pictures and stuff like that. You want to just get on them while it's early because it gets hot and you get tired of sitting in that sun. So you want to get them early. All right, Jonathan. Good luck, man. Go catch up them snappers or whatever you're going after tomorrow. But yeah, get them early. So yeah, you can't beat the jerk bait. The jerk bait is good. Um, Once it starts to get a little later in the day. Once they stop really responding to the top water, you wanna yeah, you switch to like something subsurface like a jerk bait or the double rig like you're saying, or a popping cork. Popping cork is always good in the summertime. It's a easy to easy to use and it's a good search bait. But you want to seek out in summertime the water's getting hot, so after they move off of those shallow spots like this little beachy type area, they're gonna move down and get look for some cooler, more hospitable water because once that sun starts beating on these shallows, it's gonna warm it up real hot. So that's when like the rocks came into play. Um, you got this deep channel right here. The water's flowing through, so the water doesn't have a chance to really warm up as much as it does in the shallows. So you want to start fishing areas that are adjacent to deep water, or you want to fish areas that have like a lot of moving water. So in these outer bays, you can find like points with reefs on them, like where's it's like Christmas Camp Lake and stuff like that. So like these points or like these passes right here where the water's got to flow through it. Those are all good areas to try for trout. You never used a popping cork either, man. But yeah, you said you're from North Louisiana. Popping cork is the way to go down here if you want to catch fish. That's like the foolproof way to catch fish down here. But you familiar with using a cork for like crappie fishing, right, Win? For sac-a-lait fishing. Yeah, as the day goes on, they're gonna go deeper. They're gonna move off the shallow areas that are warming up with the sun. Same way you seek out, shady areas or you stay out of the sun. That's the same thing the trout are gonna do. So especially if you like on structures like rigs, if you have some overhead structure like on the rigs, the trout are gonna get into the shadows. So you would rather fish the shadows and fish underneath the rigs once it starts to get hot, because that little bit of temperature difference makes a big difference for the fish. Yeah, but whenever you like me, you like to jig, you like to feel that bite. That's the way to go. But yeah, but if you saltwater fishing, you gotta have a popping cork. It's a really good search bait. You can throw the cork out really far. You can pop it and call the fish towards the lure, and it's good for sampling the area. And then after you catch one on a cork, you can switch to like a suspended jerk bait, or you can switch to a top water or a jig or whatever you want to switch to. But I ain't mad at you for jigging. Jigging is if you can jig for 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 any fish, if you get proficient at jigging, you can jig anywhere and catch fish anywhere around the world probably. Jigging is such a natural presentation and such a universal technique that that's like one of the essential skills of fishing, I would think. But yeah, once it gets a little hotter, you're gonna want to move off the shallows. You want to look for tide lines in these outer bays. Right here, you can see the water's real dirty right here, but you want to catch this moving water. You want to get somewhere where the fish don't have to work as hard to feed. They're not gonna chase bait as readily once it gets hot. They're not gonna want to swim and expend all that energy. Same way you don't want to go cut the grass in the middle of the day. They're not gonna want to chase a shrimp down in the middle of the day. So um, I also noticed this while we were out there yesterday. Early on, we were catching trout moving the lure a lot faster, but once it got later, we were having to hit the rocks. We were having to hit the rocks like real tight on the rocks and just kind of dribble it off. You weren't really popping it high and really putting a lot of action to the lure. You just really kind of just dragging it down the slope of the bank here, the rocks. Yeah, Win, listen to Matt. You got to get you a little popping cork and put you like a 2.5, 2 foot leader with a voodoo shrimp. That's the money right there. Or get you a Berkeley rattle shrimp. That seems like there's a consensus out there that the rattle shrimp is pretty good. But all right. Yeah, what else I want to talk about? Oh, this weekend they're having that bass tournament that I was telling y'all about back in Bayou Lacombe. Let's fly over to Bayou Lacombe. I don't know if anybody got their kayaks, want to come out and do the bass tournament with the Bam Bassing Club. Um, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna make it out there. We should have a debate. That's what we're gonna talk about next week. We're gonna talk about cork selection. We're gonna talk about why do you need an $8 cork? Why do you need a what's the difference between an $8 cork and a $1 cork? That's what we're gonna talk about. But yeah, I definitely think that the those high water corks or whatever those $8 expensive corks they sell definitely are a gimmick. They I don't think they work much better than a $2 cork or whatever corks they were selling before they jacked the prices up on them. As long as your cork floats, it works. It'll work. Especially if you're putting a live shrimp on there. Like these people who buy live shrimp and then gotta buy the $8, $9 cork. Like, come on, man. It's not even worth it. You might as well buy the cheapest cork you can get if you buy live shrimp. I think yeah, that's what I wanna do a topic on quick clips, like the different types of clips you can buy. Because I see a lot of people using those like little safety pin style clips, and those are like one of my pet peeves. Like I do not want anybody to use those things because they're very unreliable. They'll spin. So I'll talk about yeah, next week we're gonna talk about speed clips and we're gonna talk about hobby corks. That's what we'll talk about next week. We're gonna have fun with it. But yeah, but this Sunday, I'm gonna be proud. I'm gonna try to make it. I'm gonna be at this bass tournament at Bayou Lacombe. So if anybody with a kayak wants to come out to the Bam Bassin tournament, jump in. It's the second annual Bam Bassin Open. I'm gonna be out there doing some bass fishing. Oh, we got a nice little lineup. We got 8 people signed up already. Add me to the list. There's gonna be 9, and I think my brother that's gonna make 10. So jump in. That's a nice little pot right there to win, and I think it's 100% payout if I'm not mistaken. It's a really high payout. So yeah, I would like to see some of y'all show up. That'll be the meetup for this month of June. If y'all want to come out and meet some kayak fishermen or meet me and fish together or whatever. Versamax. I had one of those new Versamax boats. I tried like the first day I tried it, the wire broke on it, and I didn't even catch a fish on it. I don't know if I had a bad one or like it had went got rusty or something like that, but it didn't work that well. But yeah, we'll be out there. We'll be out there at the at Bayou Lacombe, 5:30 a.m. till 2 p.m. And I think after at 2 p.m. we'll be at the Bayou Adventure, which is right off of Bayou Lacombe. And I think they're gonna do some kind of little weigh in and meet and greet and drink a few beers and hang out afterwards. And also coming up, we're gonna I'm gonna make sure I have the day off. I'm gonna be at they have a fishing rodeo coming up benefiting St. Aug High School athletics. That's on July. What was the date on that? July 13th. You got prizes, kayaks, boats, bank fishermen can enter. I think they got like a couple different categories. Y'all see that? I'm gonna be out there too. I think I'm gonna enter with my dad and my brother maybe. Maybe we're gonna make a little team. We're gonna be out there. We're gonna fish that on July 13th. So make plans to be there. Hey, what's going on? We having a debate about corks in the comment section. Let's see what this cork debate is going on. Save this for next week, y'all. We're gonna talk about corks. We're gonna everybody's gonna get their chance to to weigh in on their favorite corp. I got my favorite, but I'm gonna save it for next week. We can talk about it, and I'll tell you why it's my favorite. You probably already know what it is. I've talked about it before. During the pack tournament, there's a pack tournament Saturday. Man, they got so many tournaments nowadays. You can't. It's hard to keep up with them. They got all kinds of tournaments every weekend. I can't fish any Saturday tournaments anymore. Saturday is one of my days. I know I have to work, so these bass tournaments on Sunday work out for me, and they scratch my tournament itch. What up, Josh? We having a little debate about popping corks, but we're gonna talk about that next week. We'll also talk about what else we're gonna talk about? Speed clips. We're gonna talk about clips you can use where you don't have to, you can take your lure on and off without retying knots every time. What'd you miss? You ain't miss much, man. You ain't really miss much. I ain't been talking about much of nothing. Paradise popper. What was the? I was using a cork yesterday. It was made by H&H, and they had the brass balls, and they had the washer on the bottom to like stop it from beating up the cork. It was pretty nice. It's probably not $8 either. Probably only cost like $3, $4. We're gonna talk about corks next week. What else we came to talk about today? Grand Isle. Anybody been down to Grand Isle and fished the beach? You can see here we on the NASA World View. You went out to Shell Beach? Nothing out there by the pylons of Shell Beach, huh? Oh, is that the Shell Pile? Nothing by the Shell Pile. Oh man, that's rough. I was surprised. I thought there would be like some croakers or some white trout or something back there, especially this time in the springtime. Was it dirty back there? I know it don't usually get too dirty. Hey, this is a decent picture. You can see where all the dirty water is on this worldview picture. This is from June 4th. So what was that? Yesterday? You can see yesterday. Wow. This is where we were at yesterday. We fished right up in here, and you could tell the water was cleaner in this little section where we were. And once we ran like out this way, it got dirtier. But man, it looks like I should have ran out this way. Nothing but catfish, huh, man? That's rough. They've been catching redfish on the South Shore, like on the steps on the South Shore, like Lakeshore Drive. Let's see. If you go out there, um, my buddy's been catching them for like the last month now. But they've been running on the shoreline on the steps of the lake on the South Shore. Maybe try fishing. Maybe try fishing west end by the boat launch. Like try casting out this way maybe, or if you want to be adventurous and walk out on the breakwater. Um, but also off the main steps at night, they've been catching a few fish. Nah, man, I think it's definitely true. I think they have been catching a bunch of trout down in Grand Isle, in the surf. I don't know how crowded it is now though. You're gonna have to like go on a weekday. But maybe this will cool everybody off. This weather this weekend is not supposed to be very good. So maybe everybody will kind of forget about it over this next week, and then it'll be a little less crowded. Oh, Mark, were you down there? How crowded was it? How many people were in the parking lot? How many people were on the beach? I heard it was crazy. There was so many boats lined up that you couldn't even like get a spot. How'd you do down there, Mark? Did you catch your limit? Yeah, it's supposed to be rainy and windy this weekend. Actually, like starting tonight, it's supposed to be rainy. Weather's supposed to be bad. It was packed, huh? Yeah, what? Man, I was on Facebook and like every other post on Facebook was somebody posting about catching trout in Grand Isle. So I knew it. I knew everybody was gonna be down there. Nice. When what you going fish for up there? What's your main target? Hmm. It's raining now. It just stopped raining here. It was raining hard when I first got on about 8:30, but I don't hear it anymore. Oh, we're gonna go check out Mark's channel. Mark got a YouTube channel. I probably didn't seen it already, but I just don't remember it. Let's go check out Mark's channel. Let's see what he got on there. Mark went red fishing down in Grand Isle in the PA. Go give Mark a subscription. Go subscribe to Mark. Get you a nice little fishing report. See what it's like down in Grand Isle. Man, Mark, you better than me, man. It takes some patience to take somebody fishing. But that's what it's all about. Like taking somebody who haven't. Yeah, man, you gotta get your camera, get started. Start sharing what you're doing, man. Oh, we're gonna see what we're getting. Where we at? Hooked up? Oh, we hooked up. What she got? A nice little red. Everybody go hit that subscribe button on Mark's channel, Mark Laporte. It's real easy to do. You just uh, on the chat. I'm pretty sure everybody can do this. You can just hit those three dots and say go to channel, and then you can go check out Mark's channel. Uh-oh. Get the net ready. Got you a nice little red, huh? Oh, I missed it. There it is. Yeah, you can't beat that. That's always a good feeling when you take somebody fishing and they actually catch a fish. That's almost better than fishing sometimes. Catching your own fish sometimes. What happened? Yeah, I can't imagine. Like everybody was talking about fishing in Grand Isle on my Facebook page. It was crazy. I never seen that many people get on the bandwagon like that. That was the first cast? Oh, that's even better. I love it when a plan comes together. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, she definitely gonna want to go back again now. You done made it too easy for her. But that's cool. That's cool. Let's see. Let's see what you. All right, guys. Well, I'm done. I gotta go find something to eat. If you got a kayak, think about coming out to the little Bam Bassin tournament. It's gonna be a good time. If not, just come out and hang out afterwards. I'm gonna be out there. I think my brother's gonna be out there. Think about planning to come to the planning to come out to that St. Aug fishing rodeo. That's gonna be a good time down in. Whoa! I just threw my phone at the computer. That's gonna be a good time down at Hopedale Marina. I'll put a link to that in the description to the info page, and hopefully I can see some people down there. That'll be the July meetup. So we'll be down in Hopedale on July 13th. July 13th, we'll be down in Hopedale fishing if y'all want to hang out there. And hopefully everybody stays safe this weekend. I don't know how much fishing y'all gonna be able to do this weekend. I know I'm gonna be doing some bass fishing this Sunday, so we're gonna have a video coming from that. Um, I got another boat repair, motor repair video coming very soon, and hopefully I'll be able to get out on the water this weekend. Maybe another little trip and do something saltwater wise and do a little video there. But if not, we definitely gonna do something next week. See you guys out there on the water. Hopefully, I see y'all Sunday at the Baila Con tournament. And thanks for coming out tonight. See y'all next Wednesday at 8:30. And what else I want to say? What else I want to say? We're gonna talk about popping corks and quick uh, speed clips next Wednesday at 8:30. So I see y'all there. Good night.